finally the champions of North America, but this is a new PCS. We could have a whole new champion coming this way, and so let's just get right into it. We're not even coming back to us to say some final words. In fact, the plane, it's already done. They're wondering why we haven't been casting already.
Well, everybody's still up in parachutes. You can see that the plane came out over Primorsk, ended up around Stolberg, just a little bit to the west of it, so nothing too crazy. Making their push back over towards Georgia Pool are going to be the people's champions from their last phase, and that's going to be shoot to kill landing back down there. 303 getting a little bit of an eye back down towards military base, and the circle,
of course,
way back down towards military base. Cam, we're getting military on our first game of this new phase. I love it. I love it. Oh, and we're also going to see somebody get run over by a car to start with. Oh my God, PUBG North America, please keep giving this to me.
We're on a new patch, and we're still getting a military island on Game 1 Erangel. What is going on? Yes, Finna just got a roadkill. Monty knew that he was dead. You can see him just walking forward. He embraced death. I could imagine that if he had the emote, he would have put his arms out like wings, like Jesus coming to the cross to absolve the rest of his team from the sin of not beating his opponents to the vehicle.
So lots of different stuff to kind of keep an eye on right now. With only one team opting to go back down towards military base, we've got a couple that are huddled up towards the main island on the northern part that's still inside the safe zone. As you can see, it's going to be Zenith, Comets, a little bit of Dodge separated out, and it looks like Duel might just be able to encroach down pretty quickly. With the way that we can see that this circle configured, it means that there's going to be a lot of potential options for sneaky plays. Looks like Dodge is going to go ahead and say, we don't really like what's going on. Let's just go ahead and cut a path very quickly back over towards military, get ahead of the curve, see if maybe they can get into good position. But a couple of these teams might opt into going for a couple of bridge camps. Being the first game of the whole phase, it could be spicy.
Yeah, Dodge doesn't have really any loot at all, but they didn't drop much more. They haven't had that much time on the ground from now on, is that a boat that they're using, that the other two players are using? Either way, it doesn't matter. Zenith as well are also making a very, very quick cross. I think Zenith have taken at least a little bit of time to grab some initial loot around the ferry pier area. Yeah, so that's a boat. I didn't know if they were sending it across the cliff when I saw them in vehicle in the middle of the water. But a lot of teams are moving right now. We've seen it so many times before. You got to get across that bridge.
Yeah, get into good position. Dodge has got control back over towards the east. It looks like Zenith is making a little bit of rotation, but they're going to be bumping into ATC as they go. Comets does have a firing line to work with as well, so going to have to be a little bit cautious on it. Looks like two teams are going to be intersecting very quickly right on top of the bridge, but they may just honk at each other, let each other know that they exist. I don't know if anybody's going to stop up, but no, Mystery's like, I see some free kill points driving my way. A couple of shots going to go through. Doesn't get the down just quite yet, but follow-up shot's going to be coming back from Roth. Connect onto this one. Zenith just rolls in and says, thank you very much. I'm just going to go ahead and mow this one down. Zenith sitting on 2 kills already, and that's a big play coming up, and now everybody that's coming across this bridge is going to be wondering what the hell happened and why are their cars scattered everywhere?
Yeah, very, very, very unfortunate timing for any trolls in chat. However, when you see vehicles that close in front of you, for Roth, it doesn't matter if Mystery was on the bridge, you still don't want to follow behind them, because what are the chances of another teammate from, what are the chances of that vehicle being the first vehicle of Zenith's passage? It's 1 out of 4, you have to assume. It was just very, very risky on ATC's part to try and race them across. Even if there was a passenger in the vehicle to take some shots at Roth's vehicle, it was still, I don't know. I just really not a fan of that decision. They shouldn't have expected it to be as bad as it actually was, with Mystery lying in wait. But still, it's going to be a big climb up for the rest of ATC now.
Yeah, just the remnants kind of hiding out to the side of it. A couple of little small skirmishes going on. As you can see, 303 taking a couple of shots towards Zenith as they're rotating through. Hits a headshot on that rotation. Doesn't get enough to quite take him out just yet, so Kickstart's just going to narrowly make it over there. They're off on the eastern bridge. There was a little bit of an intersection, as well as Liberate is kind of bumping into Duel and a couple other members. Roth walking back over here, going to do a quick tap back over towards D-Rich and take him down. So it is just vehicle catastrophes happening all over military, and it's Zenith constantly being rewarded due to it.
This is great play by Zenith right now. They're taking the engagements really early, and they're executing on them very, very quickly, which is what you want to do during this time frame, especially because these are almost transitional kills. You don't want to be caught up in a fight that takes a long time, because look, everyone is still rotating. There are only 2 bridges to rotate across. They're taking their fights, and they're cleaning them up quickly.
All right, so let's look and see how we got everything situated. Most of our teams starting to make their way back down, but we still have Illusion, Shoot to Kill, Carnage, Rarity, and Gang that are kind of all on the outsides. Duel still being kept a little bit back over towards Milta, but everybody else giving Military Base proper itself a pretty wide berth. Everybody playing around the edges of it, with except for one of the members for 303. Liberate's making its path back over towards the east and going to be within touching range of Dodge here in just a moment.
At it, going to be peeking over the hill. Dodge certainly hear the vehicles, and, well, Guab, he's going to do a full commit on top of the hilltop. It's going to be a little risky for his tires if someone were in that building that he peeked at. Sorry, but it's going to be shots from Dodge to remind Liberate that they're not the only ones on the island.
So Liberate's got control back over on that area. They've got to be a little bit careful, though. They could have a couple of teams that could encroach back behind him, and that's why you see not too comfy playing off this position. Instead, going to give Dodge a little bit of space. While I say that, they're just crashing right back down on top of it. Dodge doesn't have a clear firing line, so has to surrender that point. Retreating back away, trying to get a couple of shots up to get a little bit more defense. They're going to go ahead and take down everybody super quick, and that's going to be a lot of kills stacking back over for Dodge real fast.
The minute I saw Ice Tech being run over by his teammate in the kill feed, it was just not going to be a good day for them. I don't mind the send, but there was no pressure on them from any other angle to do that so brazenly. Look, there's no one on the map around them. If they're getting shot in the back, sure, that's pressure, and trying to make that move to alleviate that makes sense. But I don't really know what they were trying to succeed. It was a high risk, low reward, and that's definitely not a... Well, it was high reward, but it's still a high risk play. It's not one that you want to play in the very beginning of the first phase.
We see that 303 is running a very interesting split here, and I don't know if it's by choice. They've got Honey Badger playing back over towards Military Base. Back down towards the south is going to be the other two members. Most of our players right now are feeling like the circle's going to shift back away from Military Base proper, so that's why you can see the hillside, specifically back over towards the west. We see so much action happen over there whenever we get one of these Military Base circles. It always feels like either the eastern hills or the western hills are going to be where the action is at. Meanwhile, Fabled's just doing their slow approach, kind of making their own like Beach of Normandy push, but luckily there's no one that's kind of holding down that position. Closest member's pretty far away at this point.
They spot someone leaving, but they intelligently don't take the shots, especially because two of their teammates are only just now beaching. They'd be incredibly vulnerable. I'm surprised to see so many teams still out in the blue at this point. I feel like the meta has almost increased in speed when you see the initial fights between Zenith ATC and then Dodge and Liberate, but that apparently only accounts for half of the teams in the lobby, at least, and that's going to be the half that are closest to the military island. Duel right now, they're just now arriving. They have Novo basically all to themselves, but you always have to hope that you're able to find a vehicle when you're on boat. Rarity, also taking a boat, they're going to the south side, and they're going to be finding themselves a crate here.
All right, with this positioning, you can see the circle has gone back over towards the east just a little bit. Dodge pretty close towards the center. Most of our teams slowly making their way through. You can see Shoot to Kill and Illusion still not yet inside the safe zone to work with. Carnage right on the edge of it. Finally look like they're going to start making their trek back down to the south. The action. Circles have shifted back down towards the south. There was a pretty big fight that was going on back over towards the east as Duel walked up, did a lot of damage back over towards Rarity. You can see present time, we've got 15 teams still alive, 47 people still active. But most of those are spattered across the northern part of Military Base itself. We've got a few teams that are kind of hugging back down towards the coastline to the south, but this is kind of the line. Okay. You can see that wall is separating everything that's going on.
This is a wide spread from Veritas. They're so far away, it took me a second to realize that they were on the same squad, and this shift, this is going to be an interesting one to see them play out. You're going to see the duo on the top trying to keep Dodge out. They have really good angles from that specific sight line, but STK, what remains of them, driving into a really difficult spot. Crawfresh absolutely hurts it, and the barrel is going to let them... There's no way they're getting out of that. Very unfortunate that they arrived at this location with Crawfresh hanging out, but I don't know exactly what happened to them beforehand, because we were off, unfortunately. But that's what happens when your early game goes bad.
Yeah, very long rotations. They were one of the last teams to arrive, and really just with a continued southern shift made it that we were chasing circles the whole time. Meanwhile, see Duel, they kind of became kings of the east as they got into a lot of fights, sitting at 6 kills right now. Saw a couple little interesting different points as they made their push through here. Veritas, with that split you were talking about a second ago, Cam, is running enough separation that they could put a crossfire position over towards Duel, as Duel is not yet inside the safe zone and still needs to move forward just a little bit more.
Yeah, Duel are finding some good trade angles back towards the northern duo. The issue is, as you just mentioned, they're not in the zone just yet. They're going to have to leave the safety of that bowl, but looks like Carnage are coming in. This could be some pressure on Veritas that could alleviate Duel's positioning. We'll see where Carnage go, because Ray, he's sending it far past where Veritas are hanging out at.
Oh, pushing back over there next to ATC. Gonna have to be careful with that. I think he's probably just gonna stop along the wall, but no, he says that he wants to push back over towards Bunker. So now he's at least got a foothold. The rest of the team's gonna be coming in back behind them. They're gonna have to be very careful on this approach. ATC does hear it, but they're down in the lower section of the bunker. So right now, two teams are gonna be stacked up along this point. ATC can't really respond unless they want to leave, but look at all the other teams around them. With Dodge and Zenith all inside that position, they really can't do too much to defend this.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you see two teams basically share a bunker like that, one outside, one inside. Circle closing right now. I'm actually really paying more attention to teams that are not inside the mainland. This is one of them.
Big pickup coming up real fast. There is now the last member for DTF is off in the distance. Can't really make much out of this one as Vexel try to make the approach. Well, kind of hung out and watched his team's trying to make the approach. Looking back over, a little bit of push coming out from VTS as they're trying to push back Duel, not allowing them to make their forward approach. Keenan has to be careful as it's a little bit of a crossfire situation that he's put himself in. Got to be watching his backside, but Duel's going to be trying to make a push back over towards us. Are they familiar with where Keenan's going to be? Danny G takes a couple of shots, and no, Keenan instantly, two of them dropped right off the get-go. Looks back around the side, does get a little bit of damage off, but goes down. Remember, there's only one other member back over here, and he's already out of this.
Lamp!
The other two members off down towards the south, not going to be able to get anything out of it. So with this, Danny G should be able to get res, depending on the caution that comes into play. Lamplot still playing up and forward, should see two easy flushes, but doesn't want to step up into it just yet. Doesn't know where those other members are at. Oh, hey, Lamp.
Hello?
That's
Hello?
That's
Listen,
your friend,
listen.
buddy.
Listen, he ate a rage mushroom when this fight broke out. He was on 2 HP, but he still held it, and this is what he was scared about. The rest of Veritas arriving. Duel did a good job isolating the two members by themselves using all those smokes, and now they're bringing more grenades back out.
Well, this turned into an interesting situation very quickly, as now Veritas is sitting on two people alive, and it's going to be Jazza playing up forward with this. No res coming through, but notice the flank coming around to the side from Veritas. Lamplot trying to play right along the wall, slowly creeping forward, might find vision back over towards this res. Not going to see it just quite yet. Going to have to be cautious as he goes for his peek up. Does finally see it. Gets another one down. He's going to get information fed back over from Cherry that the other member is back behind him. A couple of shots now going to come back his way. Lamplot makes a peek around. Sees it back over next to the tree, but it's going to be taking a lot of damage from Sharpshot and has to drop back down. Duel sitting at 7. Technically 8 kills whenever you kill your own teammate, but Veritas making their way back over. Looks like they might try to go for the res on a Jazza, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Last time you went for it, didn't work out in your favor. A couple shots going to go through as Lamplot does get the flush, but it looks like Sharpshot has all the control. Going to walk away with this one. 4 kills.
Lamplot would absolutely Super Saiyan in that engagement, but it is incredibly difficult to outclutch Sharpshot. Veritas is still in an awful position. He's on foot. He's trying to make a trek back. He might not even know that Vexel is in front of him. And that engagement, this is what I was talking about earlier with how sometimes it can take way too long, and now even the survivors aren't in a good position.
I love the fact that Vexel's positioning up, knows the fact that there's going to be somebody that's a very weakened state that's going to be coming by and might be able to pick up a kill in just a second. Depending on positioning, Vexel might spot this one out, and yep, just going to see Sharpshot going off into the distance. Finds himself a motorcycle. Quick spray is going to come through, and there we go. Veritas is out in 12th. 11 teams up, 31 people alive.
Hey, look at that, free bike. Now Vexel can get in the circle too. I honestly think that's more powerful for him than the kill was. Though, of course, they're going to appreciate that point too. There are still 11 teams, so no one's yet into the placement point area just yet. Once we lose a few more, and Vexel might just very much be one of them. It's free, 1 player left, coming in late. We'll see what this high ground can get him.
But look, Cam, the dip's gonna be free. If you name yourself that, you can obviously find the free dip. So I love the fact that we get a chance to see this wall that's kind of making the division between the north and the south part of the circle runs right through the middle of it. Almost all of our teams are back over towards the north right now, with the exception being Dip's free, Vexel's last member up, hard shifts, and it's gonna be Illusion. Dodge still dancing around as we're getting, I guess, duplexes set up outside of these bunkers as a lot of teams have double stacked on top of them and down below.
Listen, when you have property this large, it's kind of you're almost losing money by not renting out your top floor.
True.
Or do you
I
rent
like
the
that. Or you
bottom
could even
floor?
say Veritas. Veritas cam. All right. 303 playing back down there. I see. Look, now I'm super proud about that. I'm just going to be making truth jokes the whole rest of the time.
I already forgot what the word means.
I'm so sorry. That's that
Kinda
U.S.
just
education
talking to
kicking in hard. Talking about
Woo!
something I already forgot about it.
Public
ATC
school.
find themselves in a good spot. Pretty close to the center of the circle, but there is not a lot of territory to work with if you're making your way inside this safe zone.
Yeah, hardships, even the route that they're going, they're going to have to fight through a lot, and they're getting shot by another team already off on the distance. But Dodge here, they're feeling pretty comfortable on the top here. Once the blue closes in, they're going to feel nice and cozy in their corner. They're going to be a little concentrated together is the only downside, but there is, unless Zenith stick their necks out of that bunker to throw a grenade up there, it's not going to be too bad. But hardships, they know Vexel's here. They're throwing all of the flashes. They're blinding him, and he's just running down the hill. The question is, who's going to take the kill? Is it going to be Dodge or hardships?
Jump for it, Vexel. Jump for it. Deny
Go
it.
for it.
There's a dip down there that's free with your name on it. You just have to find it. My God, he's going full on Neo mode right now. He's drawing so much attention. Finally goes down. It's going to be Korsek that gets the shot. So, hardships were hard on his heels, but now going to have to retreat away. But with a couple of shots, that means that Illusion hears what's happening and might be able to spring a trap of their own.
He survived a lot for a while, yeah, but I love this by Illusion. They're rushing forward. No vehicles. I don't know if hardships have heard them, but Icy Flex maybe spotted out on the road, or maybe not. Gets a couple of good shots in, but no knock just yet. Hardships now have an advantage.
Good shots coming back over towards the top dog. Does go down on the exchange. You're going to see all the throwables come out. Good connection back over towards J-Sank is going to take him down. Repositions coming out to the side of Illusion, trying to find some type of flank onto it. Loeb's the last member up for hardships. Finds himself in a difficult predicament. Singing maybe he can creep around the side of this one. Tries to go for a little bit more damage. Does get the down onto it, but see, free me please. The tree to his right. He has to be very careful off of this one. If he gets spotted, it could be detrimental to him. He's got to be very cautious. The blue's coming up back behind him right now. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time to work with. Spots out the reposition for free me please, but it's too many different angles. He gets taken down. But now, what are you going to do if you're Illusion? You're about to have to charge your way back down this hillside into a very deadly hillside.
Yeah, really all that Illusion got were the kills and then the single placement point that they're likely going to get. Now that we're up to 8 teams left, unless, of course, Rip goes down or Victor goes down before him. There he goes. That's one. 7th place, still 1 point. Can he get another? Rip going for the shots. Very, very. I like it. It's ballsy. I'll give him that. But there's really no other option is the issue. At this point, use the first aid kits if you can. But that final tag might have been, way too much. Yeah. He's going to die to the blue.
All right, so now we are down to 6 teams alive and active. We've got Dodge and Zenith doubled up on top of each other. 303 back over towards the west with a little bit of separation. Boxit playing along the wall. ATC holding down a bunker of their own. And it's going to be Illusion trying to make their play, making the push back over here next to 303. But Carnage also has a firing angle to work with. Instantly, you can see Illusion jumps down, loses one of their members, and quickly flushed off of that. But at least do manage to creep off to the side. Is that grenade? Nah, I don't. Oh, it does connect! I thought it wasn't going to have the angle to work with. Boxit coming up clutch on the other side of this. Meanwhile, a little bit of a push out coming from Dodge as they said, hey, let's just try to take control of every single one of these bunkers. Looking back over towards Carnage, playing along the backside of this one, trying to creep back over. Flashbang is going to bounce in their faces, and that's going to open up the potential for Crawfresh. Sneak around, gets a quick spray onto 1 and 2. Double it up. Looks back over towards Korsak, the last one up. Spray's going to go through, not going to get a lot out of it, but there's nowhere for him to go. Doubling out, jumping through. They've got the smokes in, making the push back over towards ATC. One member's already down. And there's going to be a couple sprays going through, and ATC trying to hold it steady, trying to get the shots off.
They get it. They clear Dodge. Dodge are now taken out. I like the play by them to try and take the bunker, but you can see that they bit off a bit more than they could chew. And it's also good to see that the barrel meta is strong. As always, nothing has changed between PCS1 and PCS2. Close range fights win by the first one clicking the left mouse button, it seems. But Zenith, they're going to have to follow in Dodge's footsteps. Where are they going to go? Now that Dodge aren't there to apply extra pressure in return, 303, you have just an open sight line.
Yeah, Leda can't do anything, really, if he creeps back over to the side of this one. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that 303 are potentially going to have to move before Zenith does. There's a smidgen of that bunker that is still in play, I believe, but I like this. Deny the utility. Know the fact that you're going to have to move in just a second. Should be noted, while all of this is going on, Boxic is trying to hold back. Last member of Illusion taking a couple of shots, going to connect with it, so that drops us down to 4 teams remaining. got Carnage still playing on top of the remnants of ATC. One member still up. 303 going to have to move. Zenith just in a world of trouble. Not a lot that they can do. Layden tries to go for a peek, and Honey Badger says, hell no. Get that out of here. Now Mystery, the last one up, just kind of clutching to anything that looks like a remote section of safety. Instead, just going to go ahead and feed that one over towards the blue. Is there a section of that was still in play? I swear that there was.
But no, I think it was just barely outside.
303 is now having to make their push, and it's going to try to make that play off of it, but the last remaining member of ATC is trying to hold them back with assistance from Carnage.
Nork is there for ATC. He's the little brother that he's allowing Carnage to do all of the work. He's going to get an easy second place, unless, of course, 303 make a bum rush towards the bunker that he's hanging out in. But right now, it's all Carnage. If they don't win this game at this particular instance, it's a total and complete throw. They already have 9 kills. It's got to be at least 3 more unless 303 give themselves up to the blue like we've seen a couple of times before. Voxic is trying to find an off angle, but unfortunately, he's going to be spotted by Ripper. So as long as Carnage plays safe, hold their angles, and don't get one shot, should be good for them.
It reminds me of the Mandalorian theme right now. You can see Carnage up on top of the hillside, laying into 303 with all of their damage. And then you've got the Baby Yoda off to the side, just being like, die, trash.
Die.
303. Can they find some way to make this work? They're trying to run it forward. They've got a damaged vehicle trying to use for cover. Landoon's trying to dip his way through. Honey Badger's back behind this. Voxic is hoping maybe that cover might work out for him. Creeping up and forward, Voxic gets a little bit of damage off, but takes a lot himself. This could be an opening to provide a little bit of cover for Honey Badger, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Honey Badger doesn't have a lot of terrain to work with, just the tree. What can Voxic do for his teammate at this time? Can he open up some type of angle for him to work with?
The problem is he doesn't have any first aid kits. He's resigned to bandages right now. Honey Badger's trying to top himself up with a drink while he can, but Voxic, he looks like Carnage are smartly enough putting all of their resources towards the biggest threat up close. Not dead just yet. Dodges the flash. Almost had an opportunity.
Oh! Now it's going to be all into Honey Badger trying to make a play back behind this. AT still...
Marcus, get back inside!
Still harassing him just a little bit, but has managed to creep forward right on the edge of the safe zone. His butt is taking blue damage right now, and he has to be very cautious about that one. Finally going to get spotted out. And then there was poor last remaining member of ATC. Hiding out down below, a very powerful 3 members of Carnage Gaming who have been racking up the kills. So, Norcus, what you got? Where are you gonna go? What do you got?
He tried
you got the footsteps.
For a split second earlier. Yeah, no, he knows what's going on. He knows that there's at least 3 members above him, maybe even 4. And there's only one angle that they can come from. So his decision right now is where is he gonna hide in the hopes that Carnage, all 3 of them try and rush him for the final kill point, but honestly, Carnage just take the win. Well, assuming a win, it could end up being a heal off. But with 3 of them, I imagine that they do a better job. That's the only real problem, is it could be a bit of a coin flip.
Well, looks like Norcus is trying to creep out just a little bit, seeing if maybe he can spot something. Respect Norcus. Jump in the vehicle and then just drive into the blue. Don't let them take your victory from you. You have survived for so long. He's not going to do that, but I would love it if he did. All right.
No. Jump in the vehicle for bait.
Yes, he just launch it out the side, and then they'll all shoot at it, and then you can creep around the side. Here comes the push from Carnage. They know that they've got the numbers. They've got the advantage. They've got 12 kills right now. Now it's just a matter of throwing in some utility, and any trolls in chat sitting on that last member is going to have to look over, get a little bit of a toss-up. It's going to go ahead and spot out the rotation. Oh, no! There's nowhere to go, man. What do you got? Can you maybe take one of them out? And no, it's just too many people flooding in the doors. 13 kills coming from Carnage Gaming as they prove the fact to be the better part of the duplex.